if you're a content creator, one of the things that you're definitely going to have a bunch of is memory cards, particularly probably SD cards. A lot of the newer cameras, however, they're also going to be able to accept CFexpress Type A or Type B cards, and Sony cameras, they're going to be able to use the CFexpress Type A cards. Now, generally, CFexpress Type A, they have been a little bit more on the expensive side. However, now you have Lexar, who's making these CFexpress Type A cards, which are going to hopefully bring down the prices a little bit more. Now, the reason to get this card is that is also it's going to be a significantly faster card, and this is right now currently the fastest CFexpress Type A card. So it's very close to in format to the SD cards, but the fastest SD cards, so for example the V90 SD cards, this one, the Kingston Canva React Plus, which I also have a video on, this is a 300 megabits per second rated read speed, and we're able to get in test 240 megabits per second sustained write speed. And that's going to be good enough for all of the shooting modes on the Sony cameras. But we also have now cameras that are capable of recording in 8K. You have some cameras that are going to be 12K cameras, and for that you are going to need higher speeds, or if you're a sports photographer or a wildlife photographer and you want to make sure that you're not going to fill up the memory buffer, that would be the reason why you would go with a CFexpress Type A. So CFexpress Type A cards, keep in mind, so this was rated 300 read and about 240 write. This has a 900 megabits per second read speed and a 800 megabits a second sustained write speed. One of the things that you do have to note with Sony cameras is that even though the card slot takes both SD and CFexpress Type A, you will need a CFexpress Type A card reader because most standard SD card readers are not going to be able to handle these. So these basically the nicest, actually open it from the bottom, the nicest packaging from Lexar. And it is finally actually going to come in a case. I guess for the money you expect that it's going to come in a case, as opposed to regular cards, which are just going to come in a paper box. And as you can see, it's a bit smaller than a standard SD card, both a bit narrower and smaller. So the Sony cameras, one of the card slots is going to be able to accept both a CFexpress Type A and an SD card. Now the thing to keep in mind is, and actually here we go, our smaller case also has two CFexpress Type A card slots, so it's a sign. And you also have a hole here for CFexpress Type B, compact CFexpress Type B, so you can see kind of like the size difference. But definitely very, very well made, and sustained for 400 megabits per, certified for 400 megabits per second video formats. So if you're recording with a Blackmagic type camera, or professional cine camera, or if you have the newer Sonys that are capable of recording 8K, you'd want to get a couple of CFexpress Type A cards, and these are definitely going to be the nicest ones currently for them. Also note from Lexar, so these are currently available in two different capacities. I have the 80 gigabyte capacity here, and they also have a 160 gigabyte capacity. So not as big yet as to what you can get with SD cards or CFexpress Type B cards. But definitely catching up. I mean, one of the things you have is just a smaller file format. So if you're using these for video, you probably want to get the bigger card, or you might just end up filling it up. But really where I see somebody buying this, if you have a Sony camera, is if you're a photographer and you want to make sure that you're not going to fill up the buffer. This would be a good way to go. So from Lexar, we have the new fastest CFexpress Type A cards, CFexpress Type A Professional.